Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica J, and I was just wondering if you've ever sat and thought to yourself, what does Jessica J think about alpha male strategies? Well, so I'm glad you asked, because ever since I started this channel, I have been seeing these three letters all over my comments section. AMS, AMS, AMS. And now that I'm doing these reaction videos, I thought it only right that I give you guys exactly what you wanted, which is my pure, unadulterated, unfiltered, genuine, in the moment reaction to what this super famous dating coach has to say to you guys. And make sure you never miss out on another opportunity to hear what a female dating coach has to say about what male dating coaches had to say, or another one of my videos. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button with that notification bell. So I actually did do my own video on this. You can check it out right here. And my take on it, I'm thinking was a little different. Again, I haven't seen his video yet. What I do, in case you didn't watch last week's video, is I go to a super popular page. I look at the titles that really spoke to the viewers, and I just do my own take on it without having a biased interpretation from somebody else. And when I say biased, I don't want to be influenced by their own expertise and their own perspectives on things. So I'll just take the title and I will interpret it to the best of my ability for you. So that's what we're going to talk about today. 3 things men should never do with a woman from alpha male strategies is a point of view. And obviously what I have to say about it. Okay, so let's get started.
What's up, fellas? So today we're here to talk about 3 things you should never do with a woman. All right? Because, you know, everything I've talked about on this channel, from time to time, you gonna slip up and fuck up. You are. You know, I teach you guys not to validate women. You think you ain't gonna never slip up and validate a woman? You think you ain't gonna never fuck up and give a woman a compliment? It's gonna fucking happen, guys.
All right, first of all, I just wanna say, I did a video on how to, basically how to look sexier. This guy, he's bald, but he's bold with his baldness. It's very sexy. His facial hair is done very well. I'm not a fan of earrings, but I guess his look, he's wearing a regular ass t-shirt. He's pulling it off very well. If you don't know what this man looks like, I didn't even know what he looked like because his logo is, you know, it's not his face. But I dig his entire look already from the bat. I will say, not validating women, come on. I come from a very humanistic approach where I don't care what gender you are, I don't care who you are in a person, in your relationship, in what relationship. We need to validate one another, and we need to be okay with validating one another because we don't do it enough. That's what love is. Love is saying, hey, I'm here to signify your presence in my life and to let you know that you're not a fucking alone in this. I think that's what any relationship is. And I think the second we stop holding back in helping people feel good, I think that's when we really start to complicate things. So that's just my take on it. I understand that there are a lot of men out there that think that validating and complimenting will get them something in return. And that's when I say, don't fucking do it. But already off the bat, I'm like, what? Don't validate women? We all need to validate each other a little more, for fuck's sake. Okay, let's get back to the show. You
want to minimize it, and when you catch it, you know, hope you catch it and calm that shit down. But from time to time, you gonna fuck around and just, oh shit, I fucking validated that motherfucker, man.
I already like him a lot. I will say, last week I did alpha male strategies, and he was just screaming so much. He seemed like, I don't know, he came from a place of, I don't know, superstar status. It didn't feel very, like, genuine. But this guy just seems so fucking real. I like how much he curses already. I'm sad I haven't watched him until now. I already like where he's coming from. Sorry, let's get back to the show.
Don't worry about it, guys. That's going to happen from time to time. From time to time, you guys are going to lose your masculine, seductive frame. You're going to be like, girl, you're Steve Alistair. And you'll catch it and you'll get back in your match. But you'll...
All right, I will say this. Now I understand why a lot of you guys have been comparing me to alpha male strategies. I feel like I'm watching myself talk. Is this how I talk? Oh my God! Now I want to know. I feel like I'm a mix of alpha male strategies and alpha M, where Alpha M screams at you a lot, and I apologize, I'm trying to scream less. And this guy curses a lot. I dig it. I dig him a lot so far. Okay, sorry, back to the show.
It's 3 things you could never do. You never need to slip up and do these, guys, all right, ever, under no circumstances, all right, because it kills a woman's interest faster than a motherfucker. All right, first off, pillow talking. That's when you land in the fucking bed like a little bitch and you gossiping. That means that you're telling all your friends' business. You're telling her all your family business. And even worse, you're telling her all of your business. All right, guys? Guys, you always want to remain a mystery.
I am not a fan of this advice. It's so funny. I just had a conversation with a girlfriend yesterday who is so frustrated and on the verge of breaking up with her man. She's already broken up with him so many times. And she says one of her biggest gripes with him is that he doesn't open up. He doesn't talk about his family. He doesn't talk about his friends. He doesn't talk to me even about the simplest thing, what he did at work today. We women thrive on communication. That's the stuff that bumps our oxytocin levels up. And if you don't know what oxytocin is, it's the stuff that gets us addicted to you emotionally. And that's what you want women feeling. It's the stuff that's released after we orgasm. It's the stuff that's released when we breastfeed. It is the bonding hormone, and communicating is what increases women's oxytocin levels. If you're not fucking talking to us, guess what? Our oxytocin levels aren't heightening with you, and we're not getting that much more addicted to you than we can be. And if there's some other motherfucker who wants to lay in bed at night and talk to us, guess what? We will be laying with other motherfuckers who can pillow talk. So already I disagree with this. I love his energy. I love his delivery. I really like him a lot, but I definitely disagree with this wholeheartedly.
Speak as less as possible. That right there's a big turn on to a woman when you a fucking mystery. I'm not just talking about your interest level. I'm just talking about your everyday, activities, what you're doing.
Backtracking, I did have clients who would go on these dates and spill their guts and tell her everything about who he is. And we like to earn that information. We like to earn the intimate details of who you are. If you give it all to us up front, then we're going to be like, I guess he's just bearing his soul to fucking everybody. Fuck this guy. However, if you and I are in bed together and you're not using the opportunity to talk to us a little more intimately, then we're just going to nail and bail you. Don't get it twisted. We women are very capable of doing it. I have a client right now who suffers from being nailed and bailed on. And he's like, I don't get it. Why don't these girls stick around? Because you're fucking nobody to them. Do you enjoy being just another vibrator? You might, but some of you might actually crave stronger connections and stronger intimate moments with women. And if you're that guy who's like, no, I'm gonna remain a mystery, so she always has to find out stuff about me, guess what? You putting up a wall over and over and over again, one of these days she's just gonna turn around and find somebody who doesn't have a wall.
All that is what you want women trying to figure out, what you doing, this, that. You don't want to just tell every fucking thing, all right, guys? That's why I don't want you guys talking the whole fucking lot. Not only is it an interest indicator, you just tell a woman every fucking thing is nothing to fucking for her to discover. Alright, guys, so that pillow talking is definitely a no-no. The main reason why pillow talking is a definite no-no, guys, is how can a woman cut loose and be a freak with you? How the fuck you can expect to get a threesome or a woman to suck your dick and swallow and all this and that shit when you got a big fucking mouth?
First of all, if I don't know you, we women open up more sexually when we feel more trusting of you, when we feel more comfortable around you. And guess what? If we know you a little bit more, we're gonna trust you a little bit more and feel a little more comfortable to slob your knob at a moment's notice. I wholeheartedly disagree with this. Let's move on to see what number 2 is.
So no fucking pillow talking, guys. Shut the fuck up. Be fucking men. All that damn gossiping and shit. Alright, guys, trying to fucking communicate. Next thing is, talk about how much money you make. Alright, now a woman, hypergamy is a real thing. So a woman is gonna sift around and try to find out what the fuck you making or whatever. But you want to talk about it as less as possible. Don't be talking about, yeah, so I just applied for this 6-figure job, and so once I get that, I'm gonna get this big house, and you trying to all this carrying on where you trying to sell her that you gonna be this such a great provider. Shit like this kills fucking attraction, guys. Anybody who's trying to sell somebody on their value.
Okay, I will say that I definitely agree with this to the extent that he's talking about. It sounds like he's talking about guys who brag about how much money they make. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be like super ballin' with this new like 7-figure promotion I'm getting. That will absolutely catch way more unwanted ladies than the wanted ladies. Because it is in that hearing that, oh my God, he's a provider. Guess what? Every fucking chick wants a provider in the grand scheme of things. Not necessarily like to fucking take care of us or to like wine and dine us, but every woman wants a man who can hold his own. And guess what? You're going to attract not just the right women, but way more of the wrong women if you're talking about like, oh, I make all this motherfucking money, bitch. Like, you want some? Leave that out of there. On the flip side, if you're always talking about like, I'm so fucking broke. Oh my God, I like never had money to do anything. Then what you're doing is you're attracting a misfix-it. A chick who, in a way, gets subconsciously turned on by having a man she can take care of. Maybe you want to be taken care of. Maybe you want another mommy to take care of your broke ass. And if that's the case, by all means, talk about how you need to raise $100 just to get to a zero bank balance. Fine. But in the grand scheme of things, money's always a weird thing to brag about, boast about, or complain about, period.
I don't like to date women that they are trying to sell themselves hard to me. That made me look at them like, damn, you must not got as much sexual market value as I thought you did. All right, guys, so never want to do shit like this where you're trying to come across like you're trying to impress a woman. That's the worst fucking thing you could ever do. That is what beta males do.
I agree with that statement. Just piggybacking off what I said before, if you're that guy trying to prove that like, oh yeah, I'm like such an alpha male because I make all this motherfucking money. Again, it's about attracting the wrong people. The only women that are going to be super turned on by you trying to sell yourself by, the figures you make, it's just the wrong women. I remember I was at a club one time. I tell this story all the time too. I was at a club one time and some older man, he already looked really fucking good, like 3-piece fitted suit, definitely wearing a Patek Philippe. Is that the name of the watch? Anyway, he said, you look like somebody who would appreciate a trip on my private yacht in the south of France. I was like, what makes you think I look like that? I am blackout in the middle of an LA nightclub. Of course I'd appreciate that. It's just like, if you have to fucking say it, you're probably not worth much.
High value men do not have to sell women on their value. Our value speaks for itself. Who we are as is speaks for itself.
Yes, agree, 100%. Okay, now let's move on to the third one. Sorry, I can't agree with that more. High value people do not have to sell themselves. Period. Who you are and how you are with people speaks for itself. Period. All right, let's go to the last one.
Third, talk about how many women you're sleeping with or how many women you're dating. Trying to sell your value.
Again, yeah, he actually just mentioned it again, trying to sell your value. I have so many clients that think, well, if I talk about other girls, she'll know that like I'm a high value guy, and then she'll get jealous. No, we won't get fucking jealous. We'll be like, ew, I bet his dick is dirty. Again, I am of the mind of being honest. If she asks you, so are you seeing other women? Fine. Be like, I'm just waiting to find somebody that like fits right in my life and I fit right in her life, and it is a process and I am meeting other people. That's totally fine. But if you come in like swinging the dick, like, yeah, these chicks were slobbing on my knob all week, then we're going to be like, ew. We're not going to be like, ooh. We're going to be like, ew. That's all I have to say about that. Let's see what else he has to say about it.
All right, let women know you're dating. If you somebody that you don't run a risk of running into a woman you're dating, you probably don't even, it probably doesn't even come up because of some women won't even bring this question up. But for you guys that are in school or some shit like this, or you gonna date girls at the same school, or you one of these guys, you date women in the neighborhood, so you date like 2-3 women in the neighborhood and shit like that, yeah, you need to bring that shit up. So we don't have no surprises. All right, New York is a big place, so the odds of me running into a girl, so unless she bring it up, I really don't have to bring it up. But if you somebody and you date women who in your everyday living quarters, or you know you might have a great chance of bringing it up, you need to bring it up. But you don't gotta fucking act like you fucking the man. You just dating.
Totally agreed. He basically just explained what I said to you. If you have to bring it up, fine. If she does ask about it and brings it up, fine. And talking about it is the same as whipping out a bunch of hundreds and being like, oh my God, here's all my spare change from the Bugatti I just purchased.
I'm dating. That's it. I don't gotta get in specifics. I'm dating 10 women and all this now, trying to show you I'm the man, trying to show you I'm the Mac, show you how many women are attracted to me. That is unattractive to women. Very unattractive.
Okay, so now we're at the 3 points. I'm gonna give an overall rating. I say the first one I disagree with, and the second two I absolutely agree with, because it is this idea of you trying to toot your own horn when you don't have to. I promise you, we women will get a sense of who you are and how worthy you are of our life and how worthy we are of your life just by you being your fucking self. After last week's video, so many of you guys were like, well, I can't be myself because myself fucking sucks with women. Well, guess what? That's not true. It's you filtering who you really are, and you trying to fake who you really are, and you trying to front load all this cool shit about you without just being present in that fucking conversation for her to feel you, which is what chemistry is. And if you know you're having issues being yourself and getting lost up here as opposed to in here, I've just recently opened the doors to my pandemic practice dates at speaksparkarousal.com/PPD, where I'm gonna give you girls to practice talking to. Each week you're gonna talk to a different one of my girlfriends, and it's gonna be recorded to my Zoom cloud, where I am then going to have a bird's eye view of what you look like when you're talking to women in a general sense. Then you and I are gonna do a review session where I'm like, hey, listen, I watched you the entire fucking time. I could see you sitting there in your head thinking of the next fucking thing to say. That is not you being yourself. That is not you sucking with women. That is you pulling yourself from the conversation to sit in here while she sits there watching you, wondering what the fuck you're thinking because you're no longer talking to her. It's things like that that I've been able to point out for my current clients, where they've come back around for the second chance sessions, where you'll get a second chance with all these women after the feedback you and I have gone over, and you'll get to try again to see the differences in the reactions of the women and how different it feels for you to be interacting in ways where you are able to be yourself and you are able to showcase your strengths without having to say shit like, I drive a Ferrari, I swear. My favorite part about all this is hearing from the girls after they do the second chance sessions. Again, these are my closest girlfriends that I know are going to be really great for you guys to talk to. Are going to be super down, super fun, and they'll text me right away like, oh my God, what the fuck did you say to him? It's like night and day talking to a different person. So if you know you've been struggling, especially in this pandemic, with just figuring out what it is you could do better and you could afford to stop doing when it comes to your interactions with women, don't forget to apply now at speaksparkarousal.com/PPD. And absolutely subscribe to Alpha Male Strategies. I like him a lot. He's so fucking real. The fact that he clearly videotapes himself on his phone, like in his bedroom. It's such a man's background with his like curtain and the angle. Super real, super genuine. I dig him a lot. He reminds me of me. Super animated, super loud. Says fuck a lot. Liked him a lot. 3 things you should never do. Please pillow talk, but please don't talk about your finances or all the other females that you may or may not be getting into your bed. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.